Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, I am Zainab Sarfarazahmedme and I'll be writing our word of the day, which is date, in 6 different languages, and after writing I'll be explaining it to you why we chose this as our word of the day. I'll first start with Russian. Finicky in Russian. Khirma in Persian. Tumar. Now I'll write it in Hebrew. Tamar. Dear viewers, now I take the liberty to read out excerpts from a latest article carried by the Telegraph titled, "This Ramadan in Gaza there will be no dates to break the fast," according to the writer Muhammad Al-Asmar. Every year when the sun sets during Ramadan, Muslims break the daytime fast with a date. But this Ramadan in Gaza, where lack of food is forcing families to eat leaves and animal food to survive, there will be no dates to break the fast. Date harvesting along with other food production has been completely decimated. And as part of the restrictions on aid crossing into the Strip, the Israeli authorities are classifying dates as dual use items and blocking them due to X-ray imaging picking up their seeds as suspicious objects. Of course, dates are not the only food Palestinians in Gaza are lacking this holy month. After 5 months of war leading to extensive destruction of food production and the obstruction of aid delivery, there is barely any food at all. The emotional pain of being unable to mark Ramadan is one thing, but the physical, material lack of food for Muslims and all Palestinians across Gaza is leading to children being starved and the entire population facing famine. 5 months into this war, conditions to provide food to children in Gaza are getting worse. According to UN data, the daily average numbers of aid trucks entering Gaza dropped by more than a third in the weeks following the provisional measures by the International Court of Justice. One of the International Court of Justice rulings was that government of Israel allows safe, unfettered humanitarian aid across. Of course, this is also a legal obligation under international humanitarian law. Even in Rafah, the only place left in Gaza where services are partially functioning, there are just 3 bakeries still open, with queues for miles. The number of goats sold at the market has reduced by a third in just a few weeks. Food that used to cost less, like hummus, falafel, and pickles, have all skyrocketed in price. Colleagues in Rafah tell me that what you used to be able to buy for 30 shekels, 8 USD, will now set you back as much as 100 USD. Even the price of vegetable is now 8 times what it was before the war. People just cook what they can afford with usually no protein. Families are unable to gather in the evening as they would usually do at this time of year. Even bombardments at night stopping them leaving their homes or tent that hundreds of thousands are now living in. A colleague told me it is sad how all our Ramadan memories are now squeezed into a tent. And of course, the 1.5 million people who now call this area their home, most of them having been forced from their actual homes in northern Gaza, are now bracing for intensified bombing, even ground incursion by Israeli forces. A colleague told me, "We're telling you in advance that something Very terrible is about to happen. Now is the time to act or we will die. Children bear the brunt of all disaster, war, earthquake, climate change when humanitarian crises coincide with Ramadan. Save the Children and other agencies work to meet community needs and provide meals and tent for iftars. This year, we cannot even provide a single date, and while on one side of the border, trucks queues for miles, on the other side, children starve. While Ramadan should be a reminder of our shared humanity, the holy month we are seeing the heights of inhumanity, the international community also has a responsibility to show humanity, to put a stop to this war and save the lives of children and families in Gaza. All efforts to provide more aid in Gaza are welcome. But airdrops of aid or maritime initiatives are not the only solutions to keep children alive. There are murmurings of a temporary pause. No doubt this will provide momentary relief for children in Gaza. But the way the holding of food during Ramadan is only supposed to be during daylight hours. It is peace that is meant to last. This Ramadan in Gaza, there are things wrong way round. In the end, I'll explain it to you. In Russian, we call finiki in the date, finiki in Russian. Date in Persian is khirma. Date in Arabic, tumur. Date in Hebrew is tamar. Minya Zabud Zainab Sarfraz Ahmed, Karachi, Pakistan. Thank you. Hafiz.